Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Andrea's Transformation Video Blog number 3. This is my second attempt at recording this blog. The first two I recorded by my cell phone, so this week I decided to use my brand new laptop that I bought myself out of my reward money for losing my 80 pounds and having quit smoking for, I wasn't sure when it was the 7-week or the 8-week mark, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So I decided to use my laptop, and the movie maker for some reason did not record the audio. So here I am redoing my video blog number 3. So this week I was just going to address a couple of questions that came to me from fans of the page. The first question is from Kelly Wozniak. She wanted to know, how did I get my start and how I have done so far in my journey? So that's a really great question, Kelly. Now, hold on to your hat. Today, I'm actually going to reveal my weight. Oh, I'm a little bit scared about it, so bear with me. Not even my husband knows how much I weigh, so anyway, here it goes. So, December 29th, 2011, I'm at a family wedding in St. John's. And I had been speaking to slim band people because I had considered having the lap band surgery done in order to help me lose weight, because I didn't think in a million years that I could actually do this myself. I had successfully lost 50 pounds before, but I wasn't able to keep it off, and I wasn't able to maintain that kind of weight loss. So in December I went to this family wedding, and I actually started having anxiety about being in a room full of people, and these people most of them were my family. And I was so uncomfortable that I actually had to leave the room several times and go sit alone in the lobby. So I wasn't really understanding at that time that the reason I felt that way was my weight. But when I got home and saw the pictures from the family wedding, I thought, wow, that woman in those pictures is going to die if she doesn't do something about her weight. So just after Christmas, my friend Roxanne started this group on Facebook called Shrinking Friends. So I joined, not thinking that I would ever be successful. I was so skeptical about it that I actually didn't even take beginning measurements because I didn't think I would actually succeed and lose any weight. So at that family wedding, and here it goes, I was 299.6 pounds. I just can't even fathom that I was that close to the 300-pound mark. And I mean, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I didn't see that big person. I knew I had weight on, and I knew that I could afford to lose a lot of pounds. But still, I'd look at myself and think, you're still pretty hot. It's all okay. But when I saw myself in those pictures and I realized, wow, what I see of myself is not at all what I really am. So anyhow, I joined the Shrinking Friends. Within the first couple of weeks, I was down 20 pounds. By the 5th of May, I had lost 50 pounds. Not the 5th of May, the 7th of May, I had lost 50 pounds. And then by a couple of weeks ago, middle of October, I'm down 83 pounds. 82 pounds in total. So the last time I weighed, I was 217.6 or 0.4. I can't really remember, and I don't have it here with me. But anyway, what's 0.2 pounds really in the grand scheme of things? So that's where I've been, just about 10 months in, 80 pounds. So how did I do that? Well, first of all, I started by just thinking about what I was eating. Instead of just eating whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, I actually started thinking about what kind of food should I eat in order for my body to be healthy. So I started thinking, okay, I need to eat to live, not live to eat. So I cut out all takeout food because that was one of my problems before. I lead such a busy life. Sorry for the camera jumping there. I lead such a busy life that I didn't have time to prepare, or I said I didn't have time. I made excuses, which I no longer do. So I have stopped making excuses for myself, and I find time to, number one, prepare food that is healthy for me, and number two, I found time to add exercise. So I bought a treadmill. It didn't arrive until mid-February, so I had already lost 25 pounds by the time I got the treadmill, and I started walking on the treadmill. And at first I could barely do 20 minutes, and at 4 miles an hour was a little bit too fast for me to walk and a little bit too slow for me to run. But that's what I used to run, 4 miles an hour, and I could only do that for a few minutes at a time. By July, I had been able to run 5K, and I ran my first 5K race, and that was 39 minutes. Now, I did walk a little bit of that race, I must admit. Last weekend, which was October 16th, I believe, or October 13th. October 13th. I ran 7.5 kilometers in 55 minutes, but I had only walked for 2 1-minute intervals out of those 55 minutes. So I guess how it works is that, your body adjusts to running, and now I'm able to run at a pace that's comfortable without overdoing it, so I don't feel like I have to stop any second or I'm going to die. At first, when I started running, I just thought that you had to run as hard as you could, and eventually you toughen up, but it's not like that. You run within a comfortable level to the point where you can continue to run as long as you want. So now that's how I run, and I've already shaved off some time, so, as I continue, I'm sure I'll just keep getting faster and faster. I also started biking. I bought a bike in July, and I bike, several times a week. And the longest bike ride I did was 25 kilometers, just under an hour. And that's a mountain bike, not a road bike. So, and I have found that biking makes your thighs look awesome. It really shapes your quads. Really great exercise. And you don't feel like you're going to catch on fire like you do when you're running, because you have this wind blowing through your hair, and you're working hard and you're sweating, but it's not quite the same as running. It's a really comfortable, awesome exercise, and it burns a buckload of calories, which is always great. Also, my goal was to complete a triathlon in 2014, but I'm unable to swim in chlorinated water, so I can't train during the winter at the pool. Maybe I could start training, at the end of May, outdoors in Newfoundland. The water is going to be really cold, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a triathlon, but we will work toward that anyway. So, right now, I added exercise, I added healthier foods, I started eating regularly, every half an hour, no. Every 2 hours I try to eat something. Now lately, since July, I've kind of slowed down. My weight loss is not as fast, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm not eating as cleanly as I was, or if it's because, at some point it's going to take longer for you to lose the weight. But either way, I'm carrying on. Right now, I'm not exactly sure what my weight is, but that kind of leads me to my second question. I had just said this week that I'm no longer going to weigh weekly. I'm going to weigh once a month. So I won't be weighing on Monday, which is my regular weigh-in day. I'll be weighing the 1st of November. That really scares me because, weighing and seeing that you're not down gives you a little bit of a motivator to work a little harder, eat a little cleaner, etc. But I was finding that I was a slave to the scale. I would weigh in the morning, I would weigh as soon as I got home from work, I would weigh at night, and depending on what the number was, my mood would come from that. If I was down a little bit, I would say, oh, well, I can have a chocolate chip cookie. And if I was up a little bit, then I would feel like not eating my calorie limit that day. And for all of you who are on your own journey, you know that you need to be consistent with your calorie consumption and make sure you don't undereat. So I was starting to get to the point where I was feeling like I needed to undereat. So this week I actually increased my calories to 1,500 a day from 1,350 a day. And I've decided to stop weighing. So I'm a little afraid of how I'm doing. But according to my clothing, I'm continuing to lose, so that's the main thing. The whole point of this is to get healthy, to be stronger than you were yesterday, to eat and fuel your body and not to eat because of cravings or stress or any of those things. So I'm doing that, and to me that's the main thing, and that's a victory. Anyway, I see that we're getting a little bit past the 10-minute mark. Oh, and the last question about how I feel about not weighing, that came from Leanne Hillier of Leanne's Weight Loss Journey. Thanks, Leanne, for your question. How do I actually feel about it? I'm kind of a little stressed. I'm really missing getting on the scale. And actually, I realized last week that there was something really wrong with me when on Sunday nights I wouldn't be able to sleep. I was so excited about getting on the scale to weigh on Monday morning. So, I mean, historically, I was always afraid of the scale, and now all of a sudden I'm so excited about it I can't sleep. And so to me, there's a problem there. Anyhow, so now I will weigh once a month starting the 1st of November, and if I can see a 4-pound loss a month, that's all I'm going for. 1 pound a week is what my goal is. And there are some weeks when I stay the same, and some weeks where I'll gain 0.5 or 0.8, and some weeks I'll lose 2 or 3 pounds. Those 2 or 3 pound weeks are really exciting, to be honest, but then they make you want to push harder. And really, I want to be able to maintain this weight and lifestyle for the rest of my life. So I'm going to go about it the right way, so I don't make the mistakes I used to make, like overtraining, undereating, things like that. Anyway, those are the questions. I really thank you all for your support and motivation through this whole thing. Knowing that you guys are watching really helps me to stay on track with my eating, and it makes me push myself a little harder in my exercise. And I'm really thankful for you sharing your ideas and your feelings with me. And hopefully we'll kick fat's butt together. One last thing before I go. I found today hasfit.com. I started the 90-day warrior workout thing, and the first day training was 15-minute cardio. And I thought, 15 minutes? Sure, that's not going to be enough. Was I wrong? By the time I did the warm-up and the 15-minute cardio and the cool-down, we're talking 45 minutes, and I sweat so much, it was awesome. Now tomorrow was a 30-minute kickboxing cardio. I'm really looking forward to that. So my question is, should I continue to do my running every second day and still do those cardio workouts, or should I just do one workout a day? And the other thing is, how do you count in-home exercise videos towards your calorie expenditure for the day? There's no way for me to calculate how many calories I burn, so how am I going to know how much calories to eat today? I'm a little nervous about that. So if you have any tips on that, and somebody suggested a couple of things, I'm going to look at buying online. But how do you calculate it in your own house without the equipment that you have to buy? Alright, thanks again for watching. We'll have week 4 next week. In the meantime, if there's any questions or comments or concerns or worries or anything at all, please feel free to message me and we'll get them on next week. Thanks, and take care, and have a wonderful week.